Avatar is kinda Nickelodeon's masterpiece. From the storytelling, the character moments, the writing, the themes, the symbolism, the subtlety, the build-up, the payoff, the character arcs, all of these things just make it one of the most perfect shows I've seen in a while. Every scene feels like it was intricately designed by people who loved these characters, and it's infectious. You can't help but feel some of the same stuff that these characters go through. You feel the pain Zuko goes through while he's fighting his mental state and trying to fight for his honor back. You feel the weight on Aang's shoulders knowing that he has to save the world being only 12. You feel Azula's mind and mental state just totally collapse on itself when she realizes she has nothing and no one anymore. Now, I enjoy rewatching my favorite movies. They're only like 2 hours, and I love picking up on little things I never noticed before. But rewatching a 20+ hour show? Now that's something else. Avatar is one of those shows that have consistently brought me back for more. I can't even get on that other show, Legend of Korra, whatever it is. I heard it was pretty bad, and Toph is an old lady now. Now, 1, I heard it was bad, and 2, Toph is my favorite character.
Toph, I guess you should just come with me.
Why? Because you think I can't put up posters on my own? It's upside down, isn't it?
This show does a perfect job developing their characters. And I've seen a lot of good character and story arcs in different TV shows. For example, Ahsoka Tano in Clone Wars, Oswald Cobblepot in Gotham, Edward Enigma in Gotham, Matt Murdock and Wilson Fisk's whole just dynamic throughout the 3 seasons. I've just seen a lot of great story arcs. And this show is just a chef's kiss.
Nice.
Now, yeah, as you heard from the beginning, yeah, Toph is my favorite character, but there's a difference between the word favorite and best, like I said in my Spider-Man video way back, and I have not a single doubt in my mind that Zuko is the best character in this show. His arc from season 1 to season 3 is just mind-blowing. I have no doubt in my mind that they knew what they were going to do with his character the instant he appeared in the first episode. And they take it very slow with his arc. That's why I personally think that an Avatar movie would suck.
In America have been pretty harsh, but does that affect the way you move on to number 2?
Because you need a lot of time to develop and invest in the backstories of these characters. And if Zuko's gonna be in it, you need to have his redemption arc, otherwise it's not Zuko. So if you were gonna make an Avatar movie, I'd say it needs to be a trilogy or it needs to be 2 movies, because you just need all the time you can get to invest in these characters. Another pair of characters that I thought were completely mastered were Azula and Uncle Iroh. So I'm actually going to talk about Uncle Iroh first, and then we'll do Azula. Wow. Uncle Iroh is just a great character. From the instant they start him in episode 1 all the way to his finale in season 3. Now, he doesn't really have an arc like Zuko. He's always sort of been the same, but he's the same, so you gotta love him. He's not really a villain, but he always supports what Zuko does. No matter how crazy it is, he's always gonna be by his side to support him, because Zuko really never had anyone that loved him. His father burned his face when he was young, and his mother just disappeared. I love how Uncle Iroh always saw Zuko as his son ever since he lost his own son. And the scene of him singing Leaves from the Vine is just so much more powerful when you realize that the actor was actually crying because he was sick and dying. This was actually his last recorded episode. It really shows what his character is supposed to be without explicitly saying what it is. It's a symbolism. It shows that he's not scared of losing the war with the Fire Nation and everyone. He's scared that he's gonna lose Zuko while he's digging himself deeper in that hole trying to figure out what he really wants, when he's supposed to be trying to figure out what he really needs. And that's what Zuko has been trying to tell him. All those scenes with him begging him to change and think and truly ask himself what he wants are so powerful.
Falling so slow, like fragile, tiny shells
drifting in the fall.
Alright, wipe those tears off your face, you crybaby. Okay, what am I talking about? I'm probably the person who cried this much watching this scene. I was on an airplane when I watched it. So, Azula, Mei, and Ty Lee. You know, when they first show up, they're just your extremely generic trio of bad guys. You got Azula, the overpowered leader. You got Ty Lee, the kind of comedic relief. And then you have Mei, the one who really doesn't care about anything. Extremely generic villains. And then when Season 3 comes, Season 3 works its magic, and they're all great, compelling characters. It's just crazy how in cinematics, how one scene can have a huge impact on the way you view a character. For example, these three. The thing that fixes these three was that they were invited to a party that they originally weren't even supposed to go to. I think they got invited just because all the guys at the beach were simping over Ty Lee. And it's kind of silly, you think about it. 4 crazy, overpowered people from the Fire Nation being invited to a party like normal teenagers. I think it's great. 1, it humanizes the characters perfectly. You realize that they're all still kids, even though they're crazy overpowered. The fact that you have crazy overpowered villains going to a party really fleshes them out. It makes them relatable, and that's what you want your character to be. You want your character to be relatable. That's why good characters work. All of the great characters that you can think of in cinematics are relatable in one way. Maybe besides Thanos, because I don't really think anybody's trying to snap away half the universe. But you get what I'm trying to say. For example, Ty Lee. Everybody likes her because of what she looks like, and they don't really care about who she is on the inside. Azula, she doesn't really know how to talk to people. She's kind of bad at it.
That's a sharp outfit, Chan. Careful. You could puncture the hull of an Empire-class Fire Nation battleship, leaving thousands to drown at sea. Because it's so sharp.
Okay. And Mei is just afraid to really show any sort of expression or emotions. And do I even have to talk about this beach scene? Yes. Yes, I do. I remember when I first watched this scene and my mind was just blown. I don't know what was going through the writer's mind when he wrote this, but in no world can you tell me that a 7-year-old is gonna understand this, because this show is TVY 7 if you didn't know. This scene is the payoff of all of these episodes of development. Ty Lee talks about why she joined the circus. All of her sisters were the same. Basically, all of them looked the same. They were like a matched set. Therefore, she didn't get any attention at all. She went to the circus where she could be her own person, gaining attention. Mei, she's someone who doesn't express emotion or anything because she's afraid of getting attached to something that's just gonna leave and not care about her, and she's just gonna get shunned. Azula, nobody ever loved her. Her own mother thought that she was a monster. And Zuko, who was burned by his father and rejected by his own parents, except for his mother, and she just dies. The way they were able to take the most annoying characters in the beginning of the show, Zuko, Katara, Azula, and turn them into some of the best characters at the end of the series is the best way to hook your audience and make them want more. The episodes that were kind of filler and kind of slow, when you look back at them, you realize they needed to be there. Those little build-up moments and friendship developments needed to be there to make the ending have more of a great impact. And after this, I dare to say it, Avatar is the best thing to come out of Nickelodeon. Better than Rango, better than the Ninja Turtles thing. Avatar ended perfectly. I really don't think we need any Avatar content for the next couple of years. Oh my god.